It seems a dramatic feud of Shakespearean proportions may be unfolding between the well-known TV personality Sherri Shepherd and celebrated actress Nia Long. The tension between the two feels almost like the kind of intense, emotionally charged conflict that you might find in one of Shakespeare's most famous plays. On Sunday evening, Shepherd made a grand entrance at the highly anticipated debut of OLL, a new, electrifying theatrical production that had everyone talking. The show, starring Academy Award-winning actor Denzel Washington in the lead role and Hollywood heartthrob Jake Gyllenhaal in a major supporting part, attracted a star-studded guest list that included some of the biggest names in entertainment. Shepherd was at the event, rubbing shoulders with other celebrities like global superstar Jennifer Lopez, acclaimed actress Katie Holmes, and the legendary Angela Bassett, whose presence brought an extra sense of prestige to the evening. But the night wasn't just about movie stars, it also saw the attendance of high-profile political figures, including First Lady Jill Biden and President Joe Biden's brother, Joe Biden, who made their own distinguished appearances. The event was meant to be a celebration of Shakespearean artistry, brought to life by an exceptional cast, but it seems that the underlying tension between Shepherd and Long added an unexpected twist to the evening. Whether this drama will explode into a full-blown public confrontation or stay simmering just below the surface is still unclear. But one thing is certain, this story is far from finished. On Monday morning's episode of her popular daytime chat show, Sherri Shepherd took a moment to share a startling encounter that took place right before the premiere of OLL. Known for her candid storytelling and lively personality, the former The View co-host shocked her audience when she revealed that she had been confronted in an unexpectedly aggressive manner by a fellow celebrity. Though she chose to withhold the person's name, leaving fans and media outlets buzzing with speculation, Shepherd recounted the dramatic encounter in vivid detail. According to Shepherd, the confrontation happened just before the show was set to begin. She described how the unidentified celebrity approached her in a forceful manner, physically grabbing her by the arm and spinning her around. Taken by surprise, Shepherd barely had a moment to react before the mystery celebrity looked her straight in the eyes and made a provocative accusation. With an intense tone, the unnamed star reportedly told Shepherd, "You've been shading me a lot." The accusation was laced with hostility, suggesting there was some history of tension between the two, perhaps sparked by comments Shepherd had made in the past, either on her show, social media, or other public platforms. The revelation sent shockwaves through both the audience and the entertainment world. Who was this bold celebrity that confronted Shepherd so directly? And what exactly had Shepherd done to provoke such a reaction? The lack of specific details only deepened the mystery, leaving fans eagerly guessing about the identity of the person involved. As the speculation grows, it's clear that there is more to this story than what has been revealed so far. Whether Shepherd will eventually disclose the identity of the celebrity, or if the tension will escalate further remains to be seen. For now, it's undeniable that this unexpected drama has added another layer of intrigue to an already eventful evening at the theater. As rumors swirl and fans speculate, sources close to the situation have confirmed that the celebrity in question was none other than the acclaimed actress Nia Long, known for her unforgettable performances in iconic films like Boys and the Hood and the cult classic Friday. Long's involvement in the confrontation took the drama to another level. The revelation that she was the one behind the dramatic moment sent shockwaves through the entertainment world. Fans immediately began piecing together the history between Shepherd and Long, trying to figure out what had led to such a heated exchange between the two women. As the story continues to unfold, everyone is left wondering what comes next. Will the two women bury the hatchet, or will this feud continue to grow? What other secrets might emerge from this ongoing drama? One thing is for sure, the entertainment world is watching, and the story between Shepherd and Long is far from over. The stage is set for a new kind of drama, one that could rival any Shakespearean tragedy. The altercation left Sherri Shepherd visibly shaken as she recounted the incident, insisting that she had done nothing to deserve such an accusation. She firmly denied ever making any negative comments about Nia Long, whether on her show or in any other public setting. However, it seemed that Long was not convinced by Shepherd's defense. Known for her confidence and outspoken nature, Long did not back down. Instead, she doubled down on her claim, forcefully telling Shepherd, "Yes, you have." The moment was intense, and Shepherd was left stunned. What she had expected to be a glamorous, celebratory evening at the premiere of Athol had unexpectedly turned into a real-life drama. Caught off guard by Long's direct approach and the confidence behind her words, Shepherd found herself in an uncomfortable confrontation that she never saw coming. As the incident unfolded, she felt more than just surprise. She was genuinely angry. "I was really mad," she admitted later. The shock, confusion, and frustration lingered, making it hard for her to enjoy the star-studded event that had initially excited her. As news of the encounter spread, fans and industry insiders started speculating about the relationship between Shepherd and Long. Had there been hidden tensions between them? Had Shepherd unknowingly said something that Long found offensive? Or was this a long-standing issue finally spilling over into the public? Although neither woman has publicly shared more details beyond Shepherd's initial account, the altercation has definitely sparked conversations throughout Hollywood and beyond. Will Long share her side of the story? Will Shepherd open up more about what happened? The situation is continuing to unfold, and one thing is clear: this real-life clash between two accomplished women is becoming just as dramatic as anything you would see in a Hollywood script. The emotional intensity of the confrontation stayed with Sherri Shepherd long after it happened. Her mind was still reeling from the unexpected exchange. Wanting a moment to collect her thoughts and regain some composure, she knew she needed an escape from the swirling drama around her. "I went to the bathroom during the intermission and waited there for 15 minutes, she recalled. Her words spoke volumes about the kind of emotional whirlwind she had just been through. She wasn't just retreating from the crowd, she was trying to find some peace of mind in the midst of a situation she never saw coming. It was clear that she hoped for some sort of resolution, perhaps expecting that the unnamed celebrity would come to speak with her in private, away from the prying eyes of the Hollywood elite. Maybe, just maybe, they would clear the air and explain their side of things. Or maybe Shepherd simply needed time to process what had just occurred, to step away from the chaos and collect her thoughts before deciding on her next move. Whatever the reason, she found herself standing alone in the restroom, reflecting on how the evening had taken such an unexpected turn. It was supposed to be a night of celebration, a moment for the stars to shine and enjoy the excitement of the premiere. Instead, Shepherd found herself trapped in a real-life drama of her own, completely unprepared for the confrontation that had unfolded before her eyes. As she stood there, staring at her reflection in the mirror, she felt a growing sense of frustration. Time passed, and no one came to confront her again. The silence seemed to mock her as the minutes ticked by. The frustration only deepened as she thought about what had just happened. She had been grabbed, physically turned around, by another celebrity, accused of something she didn't even do, and then left standing in the middle of a busy theater like a character from a soap opera, with no explanation or apology in sight. The whole situation felt absurd. "You don't get to grab me and turn me around like we're in a daggum cartoon and just walk away," she exclaimed, her voice filled with indignation. Her choice of words, daggum cartoon, perfectly captured the surreal nature of the experience. It was as though she had been plucked from her reality and placed into an exaggerated scene. The confrontation felt scripted, like something straight out of a melodramatic television show. In that moment, Shepherd could not help but feel like she was caught in the middle of a conflict that was not just unexpected, but completely overblown. It wasn't just about the accusation. It was about the way it had all unfolded, how someone had approached her with force, accused her of something, and then simply walked away, leaving her to deal with the fallout. No explanation, no apology, just a sudden departure. To Shepherd, it felt like a scene from a show where everything was exaggerated, and the intensity was turned up to the highest level without any real resolution in sight. As the minutes passed, the reality of what had just happened began to sink in. Shepherd had always prided herself on being strong and able to handle difficult situations, but this felt different. The sheer unpredictability of it all was unnerving. She had been confronted in front of a crowd, physically grabbed and spun around, accused of something she hadn't done, and then left alone to process it. That was not how conflicts were supposed to unfold, especially in a world as public as Hollywood. Shepherd knew that these kinds of things often played out behind closed doors or in carefully managed PR statements. What had happened to her, though, was raw and unfiltered. It was messy. It was real. And it left her feeling more vulnerable than she had expected. Standing in that bathroom, her mind racing with questions, she began to feel like she was caught in some kind of emotional tug-of-war. Part of her was angry that someone would confront her so aggressively and accuse her so publicly without giving her a chance to explain herself. But another part of her was confused by the entire situation. Why had the celebrity felt the need to do this? What had prompted the confrontation in the first place? And why had they just left after the encounter, leaving no room for resolution? The more she thought about it, the more the whole thing seemed like a riddle she couldn't solve. It wasn't just about the accusation itself, but the way the confrontation had been handled. There was no chance for dialogue, no opportunity for either party to speak their truth. It was as if the person who had confronted her had decided that their version of events was the only one that mattered and walked away without a second thought. The absurdity of it all settled deeper in Shepherd's mind as she continued to stand in front of the mirror. The anger she felt mixed with disbelief, creating an emotional storm inside her. How could someone think it was okay to approach her like that, physically grab her, accuse her, and then leave? She had expected a night of glamour, a night to enjoy the energy of the premiere, but instead, she was dealing with something far more complicated and personal than she had ever anticipated. As the moments ticked by and the silence stretched on, Shepherd's frustration turned to determination. She wasn't going to let this go unanswered. She wasn't going to allow this strange and dramatic encounter to define her, both of them to explain their sides and move forward. It was a courageous move, and one that required a great deal of emotional strength. Shepherd knew that this was the only way to ensure that the narrative wouldn't be twisted or distorted. As she left the bathroom and rejoined the bustling theater, she felt a sense of resolve begin to settle in. The uncertainty and confusion still lingered, but now there was a path forward. She was ready to face this head-on, no matter how difficult it might be. The confrontation may have caught her off guard, but it had also shown her that she had the strength to navigate it. The ball was now in the other celebrities' court, and Shepherd could only wait to see how they would respond. Whatever happened next, she knew that this drama was far from over. Despite the anger and lingering frustration, Shepherd paused to consider the possibility that maybe everything had been a misunderstanding. Could it be that the unnamed celebrity had confused her with someone else? Maybe there had been rumors or gossip that led this person to believe Shepherd had spoken negatively about them, when in reality, she had not. "I really think this was a case of mistaken identity," Shepherd admitted, hinting at the possibility that the accusations had been based on false assumptions. Still, she was not ready to let the situation stay unresolved. Rather than allowing the rumors and speculation to spiral out of control, Shepherd decided to take matters into her own hands. She chose to extend an invitation, offering the possibility of turning the drama into a public conversation that could clear the air once and for all. Shepherd was determined not to let this misunderstanding fester and hoped that by addressing the issue openly, she could finally bring some closure to the tense situation. With a mix of grace and confidence, Sherri Shepherd invited the unnamed celebrity to come onto her talk show and discuss the incident openly. Rather than letting the tension grow in the background, she saw it as an opportunity to address the issue directly. This was not just about clearing her own name, but about showing her fans, and the public in general, how conflicts could be handled maturely and transparently. Shepherd wanted to set an example of how public figures could face difficult situations head-on. The big question now was whether the mystery celebrity would accept the invitation. Would they take this chance to explain their side of the story and work toward resolving the issue? Or would the situation remain unresolved, leaving fans to wonder what really happened that night? One thing was certain, the drama was far from over. As the tension from the confrontation continued to play on her mind, Sherri Shepherd found herself going over the details again and again, trying to make sense of what had happened. It was not every day that another celebrity physically grabbed her, spun her around, and accused her of something, only to walk away without any further explanation. The whole situation felt surreal, almost like something out of a Shakespearean drama, or as Shepherd described it, a Dagon cartoon. Still feeling unsettled by the encounter, Shepherd realized she needed some time to process everything. So, during the intermission, she retreated to the bathroom for a moment of peace away from the chaos of the evening. "I went to the bathroom during the intermission and waited there for 15 minutes, she explained. Deep down, she may have hoped that the unnamed celebrity would follow her, eager to continue the conversation and clear the air. Maybe there would be an apology, or at the very least, a better explanation of the accusation that had been thrown at her. But as the minutes passed, no one showed up. Shepherd stood alone, staring at her reflection in the mirror, feeling a mix of anger, confusion, and disbelief. Why had the celebrity confronted her so dramatically if they were not even willing to continue the conversation? Had they just wanted to make a statement and disappear into the crowd, leaving her to deal with the fallout? The whole situation felt incomplete, like a story missing its ending. When Shepherd left the bathroom and returned to the theater, she still could not shake the feeling that something about the situation just did not add up. The whole encounter had been so out of the blue, so unexpected, and it had left her with a sense of confusion that she could not ignore. It wasn't just the sudden confrontation, it was the way the unnamed celebrity had approached her with such certainty. The way they had insisted that Shepherd had been throwing shade, making accusations without any real understanding of what had actually happened. Shepherd knew, deep down, that she had not said anything negative about the person, at least not intentionally. She had been caught completely off guard, and the accusations felt unfair. "I really think this was a case of mistaken identity," she said, her voice tinged with frustration and resignation. Maybe the celebrity had misunderstood a comment, misheard a joke, or confused Shepherd for someone else entirely. It was easy for misunderstandings to happen in a place like Hollywood, where rumors spread like wildfire and words could easily be misinterpreted. This kind of thing wasn't unusual in their world. In fact, it would not be the first time a simple misunderstanding had been blown out of proportion, turning a minor issue into something much bigger than it needed to be. Rather than letting the drama continue to build, Sherri Shepherd decided to take the high road. She chose to extend an olive branch, an opportunity to clear the air and set the record straight. Instead of letting the situation fester behind closed doors, she made a public invitation. Shepherd invited the celebrity to come on her talk show and resolve things in front of the world. If there had been a misunderstanding, this was a chance to clear it up. If there were lingering tensions, this was a way to address them directly. And if nothing else, it would give both women the chance to share their sides of the story, rather than letting rumors and media speculation control the narrative. It was a bold move, but one that reflected Sherri Shepherd's straightforward and honest approach to life. She was willing to face the conflict with humor and openness. The big question, however, remained: would the mystery celebrity accept the invitation? Would they be willing to come on live television and explain why they felt the need to confront Shepherd so publicly? For now, the ball was in their court. Until then, Shepherd and the rest of the world would be waiting to see whether this unexpected drama would finally reach a resolution or if the tension would continue to build.